three generations standing right here.
And technically, Steve's the 6th, and I'm the 7th generation that's farmed the family land here. So that's something to, we take pride in what we do. So of course we're not going to grow something that's going to be harmful, because we're going to, like he said, we're going to eat it too. So that's something that I think that in itself will, should answer a lot of questions. Wheat, corn, soybeans, and starting to grow malting barley. And they're the only two that are GMOs will be corn and soybeans. Wheat's not a GMO. Genetically modified is basically they're taking genetics out of different seeds and crossbreeding them so they can produce so we can grow the maximum yield. So without that, they're basically able to take one that's better in drought tolerance and stuff like that, and they can breed that into a hybrid or a seed that's going to do better here, where we're going to grow better crops. And most GMO crops are not fed straight to the consumer. So you're never eating a GMO. You're not going to go out to a cornfield and pick a ear of corn, and the only corn that you're going to eat out of the field isn't most of it's non-GMO. So your flour,
your bread, your flour, your biscuits, your everything has not been genetically modified whatsoever. So when you see the next loaf of bread that says non-GMO,
that's a pretty good sales pitch. So
we made our battle against weeds and insects a whole lot easier. I mean, it was a wow factor. It cost, the technology cost a good bit, but in the long run it's worth it for the yields, the return. And it would almost, it'd be impossible about to farm now without it.
Conventional type farming, you can't survive these days, especially with commodity prices where they're at this point. You cannot grow the yields that's going to give you. You can't grow it and survive, and especially with our equipment costs, land, leasing land, everything else, all your expenses coming in. You can't afford to sustain your farm if you don't grow these type of crops, just because you couldn't produce the yield to get the dollar that you need to survive. So
that's one of the biggest misconceptions right now is GMO.
It would be impossible to feed this country if you farmed it.
If you
absolutely with no genetical modifications.
I just got back from a meeting in Dow Chemical, and one of the scientists there, where one way he said he answered questions was, all right, when you eat beef, you actually grow horns. So, and I thought that was about the smartest way and the best way ever put is, you have your certain amount of genes in your body. Your genes are not gonna genetically modify. They're gonna be the same. So even though we're using them, in my opinion, it makes us better farmers because we're using less chemicals, less fertilizer, and growing higher yields, which the population's growing, farmers and lands getting smaller, so it's going to take higher yields to continue to meet the population and to feed them. So farming is just many people say it's a way of life. It's something you gotta love. If you didn't love it, you couldn't do it.
No, we don't get up in the morning counting the dollar. We get up in the morning to do what we love to do. And as long as at the end of the day we feed our families, we're good.